Good day. At last, we are in the air. Myself and Patrick flying here over grasslands. After a lot of paperwork, permissions, everything we had to get together and ready to do this flight. Today, we are flying to the biggest monument in Africa. That is the Voortrekker monument. Flying here over the Schanskop airfield. There in the distance you can see the Voortrekker monument, Patrick there right in front. And coming up on this Voortrekker monument you can see Fort Schanskop at the right, and in the center the Voortrekker monument. The Voortrekker monument is the largest monument in Africa. It is 62 meters high. More than 2,500 people attended its inauguration in 1949. It was an open field all around this monument, and the people came from all over the country and stayed here in tents around the monument. It would have been a sight to see. The Voortrekker monument is a symbol of ingenuity and hope for freedom. Around the monument is a wall of 64 wagons, the same number of wagons used in the Battle of Blood River. Andries Pretorius made a covenant with God before the Battle of Blood River took place near the Nkomo River in Natal on 15 December 1838, and the covenant can be seen at the monument in 3 languages. The zigzag patterns around the monument above the big arch windows represents water and serve a symbol of fertility. Used in many old buildings of the past, it is a sign of water and fertility, which is progress. This monument was built by an extraordinary man from Bloemfontein. He was Cornelius Pretorius, which handled approximately 60,000 granite blocks with 30 stone masons helping him with the necessary building material. Here on the monument roof, here you can see the monument roof. On this upper dome of the monument, there you can see in the center there is an opening which the sun can shine through into the building. Every year on 16 December at exactly noon, the sun shines through this opening and illuminates the words, "We for you, South Africa," on a cenotaph. This cenotaph represents the tomb of the Voortrekkers who paid with their lives for the ideal of freedom and independence. It is also the most sacred part of this monument. Just for interest's sake, cenotaph means empty tomb. There you can see it's just in front of the monument on the eastern side. The garden is a must walk and see. It offers you chances to experience the great track on a much smaller scale by following the footsteps of your favorite track leader. There are several replicas of monuments in this garden. There is also a great variety of plants right over South Africa in this garden. Coming up on Fort Schanskop, it's located close to this Voortrekker monument. It was built in 1897 by the Zuid-Afrikaanse Republic, ZAR, to protect the city from potential attacks, particularly those coming from the direction of Johannesburg. That was the British. It was one of the 4 forts designed to defend Pretoria, and it played a strategic role during the Anglo-Boer War. Though it saw limited action, today it stands as a preserved heritage site and museum, offering historical exhibits and guided tours. You can also do marriages and stuff like that, conferences. Fort Schanskop was designed with a pentagonal shape featuring rotating artillery platforms on the embankments to allow for defense from any direction. The fort was equipped with modern features for its time, including electricity, searchlights, and they were powered by paraffin. The lost fort was eventually occupied by the British forces in 7 June 1900, following the British invasion of Pretoria on 5 June 1900. On 4 June 1900, British forces bombarded these forts. And there were only one guy in the fort, and ultimately they surrendered. Flying back on this road, back to the Voortrekker monument along this road, there are a lot of jogging, hiking and cycling routes to be found here, and enjoy. Every Saturday there is a park run at this monument, which you can participate in. You can even hire horses and explore the area. And best of all, it's safe here with security. Well, I would like to do it, and I am going. I told my wife about it, and we are definitely going to come and do some horse riding here. The living lager is coming up now. Here, right in front of us, it's on the eastern side of the Voortrekker monument. You will find the living lager where the ox wagons are, and you can overnight in it and experience a real night out in the 1800s, like the Voortrekkers did it for many nights in a row. Just flew over the amphitheater. It's a nice big theater. It can house about 30,000 people, and it's made for big concerts and services and stuff like that. The statue of the mother and child, which is right in front of this Voortrekker monument. Flying back, you will see it right now. You will see this statue of a Voortrekker mother and her two children. This statue is to honor the Voortrekker women. Without the women and children, the Voortrekker men would not have accomplished a lasting settlement. The architect of this building, like with many iconic buildings, there's a brilliant mind behind it with a vision. This was Gerard Moedijk. He was an architect from Bloemfontein. He designed the Voortrekker monument in 1936, where his submission for the building was accepted, and the cornerstone was laid in 1938. And then, flying here from the gate back to the Voortrekker monument over on this road, this is how you would drive visiting the monument. While flying, there is something interesting. There are 4 navigation lights on top of this monument that strobes in Morse code. If you read the Morse code, you will get the message, "We for South Africa," in Afrikaans. Right beneath me is the garden or the Remembrance Gardens. There's a couple of them here, and it's worthwhile to come and see them. It's to commemorate in remembrance the guys that has fallen in the Bush War South Africa has been in for many years. Here, flying around the Voortrekker monument, you can see there are 4 corner figures. These 4 corner figures represents Piet Retief, Andries Pretorius and Hendrik Potgieter, and the last unnamed figure represents the Voortrekkers. Also, you can see on the 4 sides of the monument, there's 4 massive arched windows that contains 1,072 pieces of Belgian glass, which were inserted in 1947. That is 1,072 pieces of glass per window. A lot of glass. And there are 2 restaurants which serve delicious traditional dishes when you go hungry or just to taste some real history. Well worth it. Actually a must. Coming up on the track route garden, you can see it here again, and yeah, it's also well worth it. And then flying, I'm going to fly here, and you can see the cornerstones, you can see the ox wagon, like the 64 around this monument. And yeah, here you can see it from high up. And coming up on the track route garden, just in front of the monument, well, it is on the eastern side. If you use a compass, the garden is a must walk and see and experience the great variety of plants. These plants you will find right over South Africa. Some of these plants that's planted here, they had to get special permission to plant it here. Flying back over Schanskop Air Force Base, you can see the planes and helicopters lined up on the apron, the runway on my left-hand side, and the control tower right in front there in the center. Wow, what a flight. I'm sure Patrick enjoyed it as much as I did. It was a perfect day for flying, and even more perfect flying for this iconic monument in our country that plays a huge role in our history. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.